So the instruction basically looks at the board of directors, and it looks at how those board of directors are performing any types of services or work or not, and what tax obligations they would have. So quite simply, there's two types of taxes that would be applied if they're performing work or services. The tax would be salary tax, and that usually goes under the condition, as the PROCUS says, there has to be 2 out of 4 conditions met, which in simple language is if they're exclusively working for the company, they don't have to buy their own tools or equipment, they go to the location to work, and that there's no risk of them not getting paid. If 2 out of those 4 conditions are met, then they have to pay salary tax. Now that would apply whether they're actually working in Cambodia or working overseas as a director for that company. 2 is if a director is performing certain services but isn't really employed, maybe they're signing operational contracts, or they're involved in some negotiation with contracts, or they're doing a little bit more than, let's say, just being on the tax patent and attending board meetings, okay? If they're doing a little bit more than that, I find in audits that the auditors will say, oh, this director is involved with the business. Let's say they sign some just simple documents for day-to-day operations. So that maybe or they're doing a consulting service, any kind of work that they're doing. But they're not employed. So they don't come to the place of business, they don't have an employment contract. Those cases would be simply withholding tax. 14% for overseas directors, 15% for local directors. I would suggest if they're just doing some minimal work, but they're involved from time to time, that they get some sort of fee, which is subject to withholding tax. The situation where a director is exempt from withholding tax is if they're simply on the Articles of Association and tax patent, they don't have any salary, and they're just simply involved in shareholder meetings or board of director meetings. Now, the instruction says they're exempt from withholding tax, but it doesn't clearly say they're exempt from tax on salary. I think it's implied. It's not 100% clear, but I think if they're not getting charged withholding tax, and again, simply on the patent, not involved in day-to-day operations, but just regular board of directors shareholder meetings and no payment, I would assume that there would be no tax. But again, the instruction is not 100% clear.